So I'm gonna try to talk a little bit about Territory, how it was all done and everything. See what I can remember from the process that took forever. I mean, you have to go way back. My buddy Aaron Rubin, during high school, we'd go out and then it would end up late night. He would always put on Art Bell.
This is Coast to Coast AM, Area 51 line, you're on the air, hello.
They're extra-dimensional beings.
Right before COVID happened, Aaron throws me on tour with his brother Alon Rubin. It's a band called The New Regime. And he was playing for Angels and Airwaves, Tom DeLonge's band. So I kind of went and documented the tour for a little bit, and you know, Tom's talking about
the universe is fucking gigantic and there's life everywhere.
So that must have been in the back of my brain. Then COVID happens, the whole world shuts down, and super worried about survival. I remember I was walking the dog, looking over the ledge of the mountains, and I just was like, you know what, man? It would really suck if you went into those mountains and like jumped through those weeds and through the mountains, but I would still like go get you. If you love someone, if they go somewhere and they get lost, even though it was their doing, you gotta go in after them. And it's this whole idea of unconditional love. I wanted it to feel like this dude trying to survive, trying to go find his girl. Like that was like the basic premise of it. I just moved in with my girlfriend at the time and had tons of time on our hands. I mean, I don't know how many fucking seasons of 90 Day Fiancé I saw. You know, we're wasting time. It's like, hey, what are we gonna do with this time? You know, and then we started going to national parks. Had been talking to my buddy Wyatt, who's just a pure soul, pure artist.
It was freezing. And we had all those Bloody Marys.
I love him to death.
Mr. Machine Gun, this all hopped up.
We're just jumping on Zoom calls together, we're hanging out. He had this project that he was trying to finish up, which is this Western that he had done called The Last Straw.
You ever had a gopher stew?
I had this idea of like, hey, maybe we should do like a legit short film and put a lot of effort into it and, you know, maybe spend like 7 days on it instead of like 1 day or 2 days. Flush it out, work on the acting and the choices, and just take it real slow because what we do have is time, and you know, he was all for it.
Let's do some fucking jazz!
So that was kind of the beginnings of the project, how it came together, how it coalesced. Now I have to figure out, you know, how am I gonna shoot this thing? And you're just like, okay, you can kind of do stuff even though the whole world's shut down, but you just have to think about it. First of all, I can't hire a crew. I'm gonna have to do this on my own. I had a Sony a7S II at the time. I had a Ronin, I had a tripod. How can we make it feel bigger even though it's just me and a fucking camera? Wanted to shoot on anamorphic, which of course is super fucking expensive. I bought an anamorphic adapter and plopped it on the Zeiss Hollywood lens, 28mm f2.0, and shot the whole movie on the same lens. If I needed a close-up, I would just get closer. If I needed a wide shot, I would go further back. There was no like pop on a lens. And then also I was running audio myself.
Check.
See, I'm like strapped in. I would have like 4 pockets. I got it at a military surplus store. I'd put everybody's lavs in my pockets, and then I would tape the Zoom recorder onto the shoulder strap, I'd hit record and kind of hope that I wouldn't be peeking and that it would all work out. I mean, it was very much pragmatic, but it was also knowing I wanted to get good story going, I wanted to get good actors, and then like process-wise had to like bend around that. And there was a part for a woman who played his wife, Wyatt, sends me Inya Zalta, and she's amazing, can't say enough good things about her. Such a firecracker.
Nothing destroys me!
I remember like the first time calling her, and her name is spelled I-N-J-A. So I was like, hi, is Inja there? And she's like, it's Inya.
Get it?
Like, oh, okay. That was like my first intro to Inya, was like, all right, she's very straightforward, very direct. She's already had a career in Slovenia, doing fine, but you know, she wants to take it to the next level, move to Hollywood.
What's next? I do have such flawless skin.
All these things that kind of came together in a really cool way. For instance, the locations, well, I need a river. I literally just like looked at the map near LA for forest areas, found Azusa, so I went to that river. From there, I started cruising up and down that mountain mountain. It's like what you never do when you drive somewhere. When you drive somewhere, you just sort of go to the top of the mountain and you go back. But I was like looking throughout the whole time. Maybe if I pull over here, maybe if I pull over there. Found crazy little trails with like waterfalls. It was snowing one day right outside of LA. Figured out like, well, for the most part, we'll shoot it up in Azusa in the mountains up there and in the river, and we'll spend the 5 days there. And then I needed a ranch. I reached out on Craigslist and someone responded back. He's got this ranch in the Santa Monica Mountains. And there's like a ranch hand that lived there, and like right when I pull up, he like cruises up in a gator, like, what's going on? You guys are shooting something here? The owner of the fucking place, that guy was awesome. He ends up being a producer for bands. One of the days we're shooting there, he's producing a band called the Mystic Braves that I really love. The ranch has this saloon room, and we end up hanging out one night drinking beers, which is a nice pause during COVID. So this cool, like, earnest process that we did to make this first short film, and we did it. And so then it comes time to putting it together, and it's like 45 minutes long, and I'm like, awesome. Like, now I have a short film that I can't put in any festivals because, you know, no one wants anything more than 10 minutes. Maybe I should turn this into a feature. It's already 45 minutes long, I just keep it going.
You're right.
So this was like in 2021, and that idea ended up being like a very difficult thing to do.